Friends, colleagues and graduates, good afternoon and a very warm welcome to the University of Manchester and to this very special occasion. We hope that you will enjoy this ceremony and the remainder of your time here in this truly remarkable city. Birthplace, of course, of the Industrial Revolution, and some people still think the footballing capital of the world. Here, ideas in natural science, technology, social science, culture, the arts have been and continue to be conceived. And that story is very much about the creation of the modern world, one with which we at this university remain very much engaged. But Manchester's story is also about the struggle for liberty and justice and tolerance, a struggle that includes, for example, the Peterloo massacre of 1819, not very far from here, and the mill workers' stance against American slavery. In recent months, we've witnessed, again, not very far from where we are now, a shocking terrorist attack on those values, which had appalling consequences for its innocent victims. But Manchester, the city, its people, and this university are as one in condemning and defying those who challenge those values of freedom, justice, and tolerance that have been so hard won. Welcome especially to those of you who are here as guests, family, friends, and supporters of those who are about to graduate. Some of you have travelled a very long way to be here today from elsewhere in the United Kingdom and from different parts of the world. Thank you for all you've done along the way for these, our graduates. I know that you will be proud of their achievements, but almost certainly they would not be here now without your financial and emotional support, which I suspect may not have ended. Many of you will have seen the film Good Will Hunting, about an undiscovered mathematical genius, in which one of the characters says to Will, "Some people can't believe in themselves until someone else believes in them first." Well, graduates, these here are the people whose belief in you helped get you here today. So we're going to spend a good deal of energy applauding you, but perhaps you'd like to join us in your appreciation, showing your appreciation of the family and friends who've been by your side throughout this journey. Thank you very much indeed. And welcome too to my colleagues sitting up here from the School of Arts, Languages and Cultures who have been your teachers. Albert Einstein, who once lectured in this hall, said that I never teach my students, I only attempt to provide the conditions in which they learn, which contains a truth of sorts. We know what he means, but it does make teaching sound just a little bit easy and passive, which it is not. It is very hard work indeed. None of us make intellectual journeys alone. We all owe a debt to those from whom we learn. And I hope you will always remember those teachers here in Manchester who've opened doors to new ideas and new ways of looking at the world. So on behalf of the university and your graduates, I'd like to thank those lecturers and tutors who gave of their best so that you might take a step closer to attaining your ambition, whatever that ambition may be. So finally we get to you, our graduates. We're delighted that you chose to study here at the University of Manchester and that your hard work has brought a just reward in your degree, hopefully, of course, leading to a successful career. You might be interested to know that this country is run by humanities graduates who dominate Parliament and the upper levels of the civil service, while 60% of UK industry leaders have humanities degrees. Nevertheless, what you have gained here in Manchester goes far beyond whatever power and influence you may one day wield or whatever salary you may earn and all that it may buy. If you've gained friendships, broadened your understanding, learned from setbacks, acquired deep knowledge, honed your tolerance of others and their ideas, absorbed lasting values and tested your character and discovered your limitations, added to your skills, explored your talents, and determined on a course of action, then your time here will have been well spent. In short, I hope you have gained not only knowledge or transferable skills, but also wisdom. For as that 19th century English poet Lord Tennyson wrote, knowledge comes and goes, but wisdom lingers. Nevertheless, you may be wondering if your degree has been worth all that effort and all that time and, yes, all that money. The American business tycoon Warren Buffett observed, "Price is what you pay, value is what you get." And the true value of your time here is something you don't know yet. It will be measured over a lifetime. You may have learned that political liberals can be cultural conservatives and that social reactionaries can be economic reformers, or that history is as much about the present as the past, that religion can have very little to do with God, that speaking fluent German does not make you a good footballer, speaking fluent French does not make you a good cook, and speaking fluent Italian does not make you a better lover, although your head of school may disagree on that point, we'll see. Whatever knowledge you have gleaned, I hope that wisdom will guide you in making the right choices. For, as Dumbledore says in the course of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, it is not our abilities that show what we truly are, it is our choices. So think carefully about those choices. The other issue to consider is time. Back in the Stone Age, in The Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd sing, "Every year is getting shorter, you never seem to find the time." A phrase I understand much better now than I did as a 16-year-old when that album came out in 1973. You have the time, and you've shown that you have the talent. Use them wisely. The 17th century French writer Montaigne commented, "There is nothing more notable in Socrates than that he found time, when he was an old man, to learn music and dancing, and he thought it time well spent." So, you've learned much here, but never stop learning. And whatever you do with the rest of your lives, we would like to think that you will stay in touch with the circle of fellow alumni that is your own band of brothers and sisters, with your teachers, and with this university that helped to shape and form you. And reflect on what that ancient Roman Cicero wrote, "Not for ourselves alone are we born." In time, we may come to you and ask for your expert advice, or for your help in opening a door somewhere, or that you support an underprivileged student here. So we very much hope that today does not mark the end of your relationship with the University of Manchester. And now I would like to invite Professor Sharo, Head of the School of Arts, Languages and Cultures, to address you. Thank you.
Vice President, colleagues, graduates, and your families and friends, as head of the School of Arts, Languages and Cultures, I'm delighted to congratulate those of you graduating today on your success in obtaining your degree. Colleagues in the school are extremely proud of what you have achieved. They worked closely with you for 3 years or 4 or more. Some of you graduating today have studied with us for your BA, MA, and PhD, meaning that you have shown loyalty to the university and the school for over 7 years. You've become very much part of our academic community. Many of you are awarded a PhD today have also been graduate teaching assistants working alongside us in teaching our undergraduates so that you are our valued colleagues as well as our inspiring students. We hope that you find your time here intellectually and academically stimulating, because whatever else studying for a degree gives you, the experience should have been one where you found yourself both challenged and excited. I'm extremely grateful to my colleagues for having given you that experience. For many of you, I have no doubt, it will have transformed your lives, whether you already know it or not. I therefore ask you all to join me in thanking the teaching and support staff for all their efforts and dedication during your time with us. Thank you. This ceremony is held in our magnificent Whitworth Hall, testimony to a remarkable tradition of philanthropy and social responsibility, which reminds us of the bold Victorian hopes and aspirations for our university. It also reminds us that the subjects you studied for your degrees have a long and distinguished record at this institution. When the university, which was then Victoria University of Manchester, well, not even that actually then, was first founded in 1851, classical languages and literature was one of the main subjects on offer. And one of the 3 initial professors in the whole of the university had as their duties teaching the languages and literature of Greece and Rome, indicating that the work of all my colleagues in the Department of Classics and Ancient History has a long and distinguished tradition. In 1851, in what was religiously a multi-denominational city, and in a deliberate attempt to avoid sectarian divides, the university, unique for its time, did not offer degrees in theology, although there was teaching of the Bible in Greek and Hebrew. However, a Faculty of Theology was opened in 1904, and Manchester was one of the first to offer courses in comparative religion. The archaeology department was formed in the 1960s, with its then Professor Barry Jones being an early example of the media don, realizing that university academics had also a duty to engage with the wider public. Today, the division which combined these departments is known for the high quality of their teaching, research, and engagement with the wider public. It is customary to mention student achievements at these occasions, and I will mention prizes later. But let me mention here Harriet McMahon, who's been awarded BA Archaeology and Anthropology. Harriet ended her dissertation in 2 weeks early because her twins were due before the submission date. The dissertation was excellent. Harriet graduates with us today, and most importantly, the twins arrived safely. Thank you, Harriet. Over the past 3 years, many of you, or at least many in your families, will have wondered whether a degree in a humanities subject was a wise investment, especially in the current economic climate. It was arguably the best decision you have made so far, both in personal and professional terms, and one that I'm convinced you will have no cause to regret. As the philosopher Martin Nussbaum cogently argues, the study of arts and humanities subjects fosters the critical thinking necessary for independent action and intelligent resistance to authority, and enables the development of qualities such as imagination and empathy, which are the essential foundations of democracy. The humanities are not just a broad spectrum of fascinating and ever-growing texts, topics, and artifacts. They are also, and perhaps even more importantly, a form of knowledge, a set of epistemic protocols, a specific approach to all aspects of human experience at the individual and social level, which is based on unquenchable curiosity and openness, relentless exploration of facts, and sophisticated interpretation. In a world where the frontiers of knowledge change faster than at any other time in human history, this methodological foundation will be the most precious skill you have acquired here, and the one that will enable you to branch out in many different directions over the course of your life with full confidence in your abilities. But let me put this concept another way, in the words of our own inimitable professor of creative writing, Jeanette Winterson. The imagination and creativity, which are the hallmark of the humanities, are not the flowers on the table. They are not even the table. They are the very ground on which we stand as human beings. If creativity is a luxury, human beings are a luxury too. Or again, this is what literature offers, a language powerful enough to say how it is. It isn't a hiding place, it's a finding place, indeed. This is also why, unsurprisingly, arts and humanities graduates are also much sought after in the labour market. This year we hosted a lecture and seminar by Sir John Cunliffe, Deputy Governor of the Bank of England, and one of the most senior and respected economic policy makers, now at the bank and previously at the Treasury. He talked about the invaluable grounding that his studies as an undergraduate at Manchester gave him. He graduated with BA in English Literature and a final year project on Oscar Wilde and the Bible. The ability to dissect a text or an argument, intellectual curiosity, a taste for the unexpected, the willingness to engage with multiple points of view, cultural traditions and aspirations, to mention about a few, are the defining features of an arts graduate and the reason why these graduates are highly employable. Whether we study archaeology, religion, or classics, or any other aspects of the arts and humanities, what unites you is an interest in what makes us human, the creation of identity, and what is to be part of humanity. Many of the degree programs I studied examine the most controversial and exciting topics of our time, such as issues of gender and sexuality, the relationship between the local and the global, and between the past, the present, and the future. They signal a university commitment to exploring the grand challenges of our day, and they ensure that you will be ready to engage with fellow human beings in a responsibly aware and intellectually astute manner. We believe deeply in the educational mission of the university, and I'm therefore pleased to confirm that the school will again offer this year a £3,000 bursary to any student graduating from the university with a first-class degree who registers on our MA programs. Graduation, as I said, is also a moment to celebrate distinguished achievement. Students this year have produced some outstanding work, and I'm pleased to announce the following prizes. The David Coombs Prize for Best Overall Mark goes to Richard Ostrovsky and Jane Parker. The Robina McNeill Prize for the Best Dissertation goes to Richard Ostrovsky. The Conway Memorial Prize for the Best Essays and Dissertations on Virgil goes to Olivia McGrath and Lakshmi Mahajan. The TBL Webster Prize for the Outstanding Performer by a final year student in Classics and Ancient History goes to Hannah Smith. The Classical and A.H. Kidd Prize for Outstanding Performer by a final year student in Classics and Ancient History goes to Manu Javed. The Brandon Memorial Prize for Best Work in Comparative Religion and the MA Entry Prize go to Samuel Cresswell. And finally, the Dean's Award for Academic Achievement goes to Samuel Cresswell, Manu Javed, and Jane Barker. Thank you. Congratulations. On a more practical note, the school's web and social media officers asked me to remind you that the school is running this year a graduation selfie competition. So please tweet us your selfie, tweet them your selfie, if you want to take part. I should add, however, the selfies are not allowed during this ceremony. Also, after the ceremony, and here comes the good news, I invite you all to join colleagues for a reception in graduation marquee. As you receive your diploma, you enter a new phase of your relationship with the University of Manchester. We very much hope that you will continue to be an active part of the extended community of alumni and supporters, to nurture an interest in the life of the university and the students who fill in your steps, and to take pride in the collective achievements of this great and noble institution. The loyalty, support, and goodwill of our students is the foundation of our future. Please keep in touch with us and visit us when you're back in Manchester. We wish you the very best of luck for your future, and we look forward to hearing how you're doing. Thank you.
Vice President, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I want to present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Lara Dominique Bishop. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Archaeology and Anthropology with honours, George Allen. Natalie Milanese Branca. Naomi Brudney. Jessica Kate Turner-Doll. Matthew Alexander Gregson. Dara May Lachlan. Harriet Iris McMahon. Savannah Ebony. Daisy Reeves Partington. Jabril Sheikh Nur. Fiona Sheridan. Lily Uznadze. Emma Wood. And in ancient history and archaeology, with honours, Mehdi Ali. William Ashdown. Emily Rose Barker. Emily Barrett. Melissa Zinette Bullant. Jessica Carlton. William Cooper. Alana Duncan. David Laurie Edwards. James Foster. Olivia Rose Dorothy Mansfield. Matthew Mellon. Rhiannon Moore. Alice Parkinson. Emma Patterson. Kerry Payne. Imogen Rodber. Katie Sanderson. Molly Minerva Wild Spiteri. Melissa Taylor. Eva Anastasia Van Veen. Serena Adele Waring. And in archaeology, with honours, Alexander James Barker. Jane Barker. Christian Michael Dobson. Alex Ann Ferguson. Victoria Kathleen Gibbons. Robert Howarth. Guneet Kelsey. Rosie Emily Kenworthy. Sally Martina Little. Alexander Long. Chloe Kirsten Shaw. And in archaeology and art history with honours, Esme Barker. Imran Habraj Gulamali.
Vice President, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Master of Arts in Biblical Studies, Daniel Thomas Skuse. And for the degree of Master of Arts in Jewish Studies, Jonathan Quinton Riley. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Comparative Religion and Social Anthropology with honours, Sakiba Akhtar. Rebecca Appleyard. Mena Evans. Lucy Rosanna McGinn. Donna Maloney. Megan Elizabeth May Richardson. Malika Sain. Callie Sterling. And in Religions and Theology with honours, Faria Ali. Aisha Anwar. Emily Bacon. Shahnaz Begum. Halima Bibi. Katie Blair. Hannah Blazak. Hannah Blunt. Robert James Philip Charlton. Zwalaka Adam Chibumba. Abdul Naim Chowdhury. Mohammed Shaif Uddin Chowdhury. Megan Bethany Collins. Sarah Cooper. Samuel Tyler Cresswell. Mubashra Dar. Olivia Claudia Jane Dixon. Benedict G. Aslam Hussain. Mohammed Ishmael. Lee Johnson. Emily Kate Murphy Townsend. Akib Nasir. Antonia Newman. Yasmin Omar. Misola Robinson. Lucinda Royce. Dominic Smith. Lindsay Stewart. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Theological Studies in Philosophy and Ethics with honours, Caitlin Crampton. Connell Ginley Ibbotson. Lucy Hudson. Anisa Iqbal. Isabel Keatley. Amy Parry. Luca Mario Pericone. And from Luther King House Educational Trust for the Doctor of Philosophy, Jasmine Devadasan. Vice President.
Vice President, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Helen Elizabeth Dalton, who is also awarded the President's Doctoral Scholar Award. Stephen Fitzsimons. Elaine Van Dalen. And for the degree of Master of Arts in Classics and Ancient History, Isabel Joely Black. And for the degree of Bachelor Arts in Ancient History with honors, Jason Aslanian. Tom Astle. Asa Bell. Jordan Boucher Lee. Pietro Canatella. Oliver William Stephen Clark. Jack Clements. Jack Daniels. Katie Davis. Shannon DeGroot. Aaron Dennehy. Connor Duggan. Leslie Fannin. William Favell. Chloe Ford. Jack Ford. Sydney Forrester. Jonathan Francis. Magnus Henderson. Eleanor Rachel Holgate. Joanna Claire Elizabeth Jarrell. Manur Javed. Edward Robert Johns. George Evan Lloyd Jones. Lauren Kinlock. Evelyn Rebecca Knight. Maxwell Lawson. George Edward Lee. Colm Locke. Joanne May Lukacs. Cameron Glenn MacDonald. Scott MacDonald. Imogen Rose Major. Jack Maltby. Tuesday Elizabeth Carol Marples. Alex Marsh. Bradley Mason. Julia Matthews. Natalie McCusker. Thomas McEntee. James Alexander McPherson. Harry Newton. Millicent Oldfield. Jake Parker. Arudna Patel. William Paxton. Victor Pilbeam. Andrew Joshua Rimmer. Charles Roberts. Adam James Sala. Adam Selby. William Richard Taplin. Johanna Turner. Lewis Williams. Anna Worthy. Harry Robert Wright. Rachel Elizabeth Yelland. And in classical studies with honors, Alicia Ancorn. Madalena Christodoulou. Molly Collard. Lauren Emma Cox. Charlotte Allison Ann Fenton. Lydia Goodman. Erin Poppy Griffiths. Antonia Josephine Lucasta Johnson. Tiba Kawaja. Ashley Ellen Lamb. Olivia McGrath. Chantel Maloney. Tamir Morgan. Hayden Sanders. Megan Stacy. Ajit Suresh. Samuel Patrick Tatnell. Alice Emma Tuvey. Hugo Alexander Garforth Wright. And in classics with honors, Jasper Goddard. Lakshmi Mahajan. Ella M. Moorish. Christopher James Nelson. Emily Catherine Piper. Yasmin Banu Ilyas Ahmed Sheikh. Jake Sutherland Rowe. Matthew William Taylor. Frederick Weller. And in Latin and linguistics with honors, Hannah Smith. And because we're nothing if not interdisciplinary, for the postgraduate diploma in international development management, Chensi Wang.
Good, so that wasn't so bad, was it? We got most of you in the right order, I think. You've got the right degrees and nobody fell up or down the stairs. You can put your hats on now. And it remains only for me to thank you for coming. I hope you have a wonderful day and evening. And once again to congratulate you, our graduates, and to ask you to please be upstanding as I declare this ceremony to be at an end. Thank you.